Syyiduna Uthman radiallahu anhu, he had a very high degree, many qualities, but very high degree of modesty, of haya. And the Prophet ﷺ said, every ummah has a distinct quality, a banner, every ummah. My ummah, the banner of my ummah, the distinct quality of my ummah is haya, modesty. This is the one. And Sayyidina Uthman radiallahu anhu possessed it at a very high level, so much so that once it is said that Sayyidina Uthman bin Affan radiallahu anhu was living in Medina. Obviously he was related to the Prophet ﷺ. So he ﷺ was resting in his blessed home. al-Mu'mineen Sayyidah Aisha Siddiqa radiallahu ta'ala anha. Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq came and they sat and talked with the Prophet ﷺ. Prophet ﷺ was lying down. Then Hazrat Umar came. So Rasulullah ﷺ was still lying down and they were talking, because they were not only companions, they were his disciples, they were his friends as well. Then actually door knocked and someone said, it is Uthman. Now Rasulullah ﷺ said to our mother Aisha Siddiqa that you should go behind the veil. And also he ﷺ stood up, sat up whilst he was, and actually also he took up on his clothes actually as well. He corrected his clothes and sat up. And then Hazrat Uthman came, he said certain thing and then went. Our mother al-Mu'mineen Sayyidah Aisha Siddiqa radiallahu anha says that I asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Abu Bakr came, you stayed in the same position and talked with them. Umar came, but Uthman came. You actually changed the position. And he said Uthman is a man of very high degree of haya. Uthman is such that even Allah actually does haya from him. Angels do haya from him. I see, angels, malaika. And if I was in this position lying down and Sayyidina Uthman radiallahu anhu came, he would not been able to speak. He would not been able to say what he wanted to say. This is his shyness in his nature is such. So imagine the status of haya which he felt. Rasulullah ﷺ mentioned the malaika, the angels also practice haya. It's such high degree that they also credit him and look at him with a great honor of haya. So someone asked Sayyidina Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu that this haya which you have, how did you attain it? And can we attain it as well? He said, yes, you can attain it as well if you want. I'll mention the method and you can also. He radiallahu ta'ala anhu said that what you see from me, that my tongue is free. It's not free. It is tied. I have tied it. You can't see. But where it is tied to? It is tied to the command of Allah. Allah's command is ruling my tongue. Otherwise, it doesn't speak. It doesn't actually speak. When I want to open, when I want to speak, firstly, I come into the presence of Allah, and second, I look at the command of Allah. The command of Allah is to speak or not in this scenario. Then I open it. Similarly, he said, my eyes are sealed. You are not seeing it. They are also tied. They are also sealed. I only open them, glance at things. Coming into the presence of Allah, and then see what's the command of Allah, and according to that. And this quality was very, very high in him, so much so that his spirituality, his basira, his inner light was such that when once he was giving khutbah of Jummah, Friday khutbah, and a man came into the masjid walking the streets, Syyiduna Uthman radiallahu anhu could see that whilst coming to the masjid, his eyes have been soiled with zina. His eyes have effects of zina. He have looked somewhere with wrong intentions whilst coming to the masjid, to a woman or girl, whatever. Now he did not know, obviously, that person, but Uthman radiallahu anhu could see. But he did not pinpoint as well, or point him out, oh, this is what he has done, or anything. That's not the way of Anbiya and Awliya and Sahaba. So he just said generally, he changed the topic. He said, what's up with people that zina is being seen is pouring down from their eyes. The effect of the zina is evident from the eyes of people. What are they doing? To the house of Allah they are coming. So he had this quality, this nur, basira. And as the Prophet ﷺ, ittaqu firasatul mu'min, fear, be aware that from the basira, from the firasa, from the wisdom, from the enlightenment of awliya, فَإِنَّهُ يَنْظُرُ بِنُورِ اللَّهِ, because he sees with the light given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But that is also a quality in them that they also are very sattar, because they reflect the quality of Allah covering. They don't actually mean. We are gossiping even we do not know, found someone, like a tail of a donkey and we made whole donkey out of it. Or actually found one message and then making a story out of it. Finding one thing and doing whole actually marriage out of it. So, and these are the people who know sometimes things and it's as though they don't know. Who would conceal things. So he said, this is the thing about my eyes. And he said, ears, my ears are blocked. If you want haya, ears are blocked. They are blocked. And the opening is in the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Azza wa Jal. Allah Jal Mahal the command. Similarly, he says, my hands are tied with the command of Allah. My legs are tied with the command of Allah. My stomach is tied with the command of Allah. My mind, he says, you are seeing my mind. I don't let it think here and there, go here and there. I come into the presence of Allah, and how Allah wants me to think, I think like that. Otherwise, how my master, our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam have taught us. That's it. He said, my heart is not my heart. It is given by Allah. It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given. So I don't let anything enter it. I don't let anything enter it other than if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows. Command. This tying, in Arabic, the word is used abd. Abd means the one who is tied, who is slave. So slavery is what? उर्दू में कहते हैं बंदा. बंदे का भी मतलब है वही जो सैयदना उस्मान रज़ी अल्लाह अन्हु फरमा रहे हैं, यानी कि हया कैसे हासिल हो सकती है, अब मैं तुम्हें भी हासिल हो सकती है. मेरी आंखें बंदी हुई हैं अल्लाह के हुक्म से, जुबान बंदी हुई है अल्लाह के हुक्म से, कान अल्लाह के हुक्म से बंधे हुए हैं, हाथ भी अल्लाह के हुक्म से बंधे हुए हैं, पाँव भी, सोच भी. तो जब इस्तेमाल करता हूँ मैं, तो मैं पहले सोचता हूँ अल्लाह मेरे साथ है, देख रहा है, फिर सोचता हूँ अल्लाह मुझसे क्या चाहता है, जितना अल्लाह चाहता है वो मैं करता हूँ, वो मैं खोलता हूँ उस चीज़ को. इसी को कहते हैं बंदा. फारसी लफ्ज़ उर्दू में यूज़ भी होता है. बंदा मतलब बंधा हुआ, जैसे ये ना रस्सी से बांध देते, उसको कहते हैं, वहाँ से निकला लफ्ज़ बंदा, कि बंदा वो है कि जिसकी हर चीज़ जो है ज़ुबान, कान अल्लाह के हुक्म के साथ बांधी हुई है, ये आज़ाद नहीं है, उसको कहते हैं बंदा. हम कहते थे हम अल्लाह के बंदे हैं, लेकिन अमली तो वह शैतान के बंदे, उसके साथ बंधी हुई है. वो डोरी उधर से लाता है, हमें गुस्सा आ जाता है. Like some of the wise people say एंगर, हेट्रेड, ये जो ना क्या गुस्सा ना करो, नफरत ना करो, हम तो बड़े जी पहलवान हैं, हम तो करेंगे. The wise people say that nurturing anger, nurturing hatred is like drinking poison yourself and expecting other to die. That is what it is. So wise people, हुकामा, वो कहते हैं कि ये जो बोझ हम पा के, हसद पाल रहे हैं, नफरत पाल रहे हैं एक दूसरे से, हम तो समझते हैं कि हम बड़ा बहादुर हैं. फरमाते हैं ये इसकी मिसाल ऐसे है कि जहर खुद पी के और तवक्को करना कि अब दूसरा मर जाएगा. भाई जिसने पिया वही मरेगा ना. तो नफरत का घूंट आपने पिया है, गुस्से का घूंट आपने, तो आप ही ने सफ़र करना है, दूसरे नहीं सफ़र करना. दूसरा तो मौज में वो तो खुश है, उसके तो हंसी नहीं रुक रही, आप तड़प रहे हैं. वो तो आपका फिरा हुआ है कि आप समझते हैं कि मैं वो नफरत पाल रहा हूँ, हसद कर रहा हूँ. हसद वाला अपनी आग में खुद जल रहा है. सो पुटिंग फायर टू योरसेल्फ एंड एक्सपेक्टिंग अदर टू बर्न. कितना ही अक्लमंद तरीका है, कितना सियाना सोच है, अच्छी सोच है कि अपने आप को आग लगा के और समझना कि दूसरा जलेगा. नहीं, जिसको आग लगी है वही, हसद की आग लगी है, आप खुद ही जलेंगे. वो उसके अंदर है, वो जहर है. इस पॉइजन इज गोइंग टू हार्म यू. डोंट, लेकिन हम ये मैं गुस्से में हूँ, मैं हसद में हूँ, ये हूँ वो हूँ, एंड थिंकिंग अदर इज गोइंग टू डाई और अदर इज गोइंग टू बर्न. उसको क्या ज़रूरत है, वो तो खुश हो रहा होगा. तो इसलिए अपना ही नुकसान है. इसलिए किसी से हसद, बोझ और गैर मतलब यानी गुस्सा भी जो है अल्लाह की रज़ा के लिए करना चाहिए. सो सैयदना उस्मान रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हु, he said that if you practice like this, you will also have haya. But if you leave everything free, कि आप तो मुफ्त के हैं, आप तो हायर पर हैं, you know, वैन अन हायर, टैक्सी अन हायर, और फोन अन हायर, जो मर्जी आके हायर कर ले जाए. नहीं, इज दैट इज आवर स्टेटस कि हम हायर पे हैं कि अल्लाह के बंदे हैं. अल्लाह अब्द मीन्स स्लेव ऑफ अल्लाह, ही इज सोल्ड टू अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला. अल्लाह हैज बॉट हिम, ही इज नॉट फॉर हायर, ही इज नॉट फॉर हायर. हम हायर. शैतान आता है, वो कहता है चलो यार 10 मिनट देना, मैंने आपको गुस्सा दिलाना है और फलाने को मारना है, 2-4 गालियां दें, चलो ठीक है. इधर कोई और आता है बुरा, someone evil comes, he said, well I want to hire you for a day, how about it? Yeah, that's fine, let's go. This is, we are behaving like taxis. हमको टैक्सी थोड़ी हम अल्लाह, यानी you should actually learn, you should realize your honor कि you are not a taxi, you are not for hire, you are already sold. Allah Azza wa Jal said, inna Allah ashtara min al-mu'minin anfusahum amwalahum bianna lahum al-jannah. Allah says, I have already bought you, your wealth, your lives in return for Jannah. You are not for hire. वो किसी और शैतान को कहो, I am not for hire. I have been sold to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. मुझे उन्होंने खरीद लिया है, मैं उनकी गुलामी में आ गया. End of the story. You are too late. आप बहुत देर से आए हैं, मैंने सौदा कर दिया है. This is not good कि भाई जो अब नफ्स आएगा, ego comes, oh I want to hire you, गुस्सा ये कर दो वो कर दो. नहीं नहीं, I am not on hire anyone. देखो मैं, I have my self respect which Allah has given me. I am not, oh दुनिया comes, I want to hire you. No, say no, I am not for hire. I am already sold to an honorable king, and my buyer is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. End of the story. They are going to bless me. Otherwise, I am not going to dishonor myself, put myself down, belittle myself, actually being a higher. ये होती है, ये ज़लालत है. This is dishonor of humanity, of yourself. You are dishonoring you, meaning destroying your self-respect, putting yourself on higher. ये कोई अच्छी चीज़ है कि आप किराए पे अपने आप को लगाया हुआ है, जो आया किराए के कातलों की तरह ले जाए. यहाँ इस बंदे को मारना है, इस बंदे को गाली देनी है, इस बंदे को ये करना है. आप किराए पर नहीं है, आपको ख़रीद दिया गया है, पहले ही अल्लाह ने ख़रीद लिया है, नबी अलैहिस्सलाम ने ख़रीद लिया. अनाउंसमेंट कर गया, अब आप कहें जो भी आता है, शैतान आता है, नफ्स आते हैं, दुनिया आती है, कोई आप कहें जी मैं किराए पे नहीं हूँ, आई एम नॉट अवेलेबल फॉर हायर, आई हैव ऑलरेडी बीन सोल्ड, फिर तो उसको भी पता है कि नहीं भाई हम ये तो बंदा नहीं है, अभी देयर इज नथिंग गोइंग ऑन। एंड इफ़ यू आर ऑलरेडी वेटिंग कि भाई कब मुझे वो कहता है मैं चलूँ, तो फिर वो ले जाएगा आपको टूर पे, समटाइम द टूर ऑफ जिना, समटाइम फिस्क, समटाइम फ्रॉड, समटाइम डिसऑर्डर, समटाइम मिसचीफ, तो ऐसे। And countless other lessons from his life, but this is one of the unique lessons from his life. And also, last lesson I would give from his blessed life. As you know, he served Allah Azza wa Jal, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the ummah of the Prophet of Islam, Syyiduna Abu Bakr Siddiq, Syyiduna Umar Farooq, and himself also ruling for 12 years or so. But what did people do? Martyred him. Didn't consider any good. What's the lesson for me and you? The lesson is, don't do things for people. If they did not value Syyiduna Uthman, who did everything, who was a companion, who bought wells and left it for Muslims to use, he spent money for jihad, he was always giving sadaqah, his waqf is still continuing. If you go in Medina Sharif, on many hotels you will see the board written Al-Waqf, Usman ibn Affan. Now his bank account is running, poor people are benefiting, others are benefiting. Even now, such generous person, such generosity that 14 years after his bank account, his wealth is being benefiting the poor. Itna. And what did people do? Killed him in front of his wife, also cut her fingers, in front of the Quran, whilst he was fasting. So this is the lesson. Don't live this life just for pleasing people, and actually for people. Do the good amal and benefit people for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The reward will be safe. He will value you, appreciate you. And today people will take you to 7th sky and then actually throw you to the 7th earth. You know, in social media, you see other things, you see how actually people trend, change and things. तो ये अल्लाह पाक मुझे भी और आपको भी उनका फैज़ और अमल की तौफीक अता फरमाए. Also there is a Salih Sawab Majlis today from our brother Shahid. May Allah have mercy upon him. He used to come here to the Majlis, and he passed away recently, and also his best father. Similarly, that's the case going to be us. We are looking at it as though Shahid has passed. We will pass as well. One day this announcement will come, or this brother ABC have passed. Yeah, ऐसे ही होना है. तो इसलिए खूब तैयारी करें और यानी इंशाल्लाह, then you won't regret.